What was that, babes? Yeah, don't worry, we can do that, man. We can do that. You know, we just need to, anyway, wondering how you can turn your girl's frown upside down? Well, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can make your woman more happy. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Michael Tabirade, coach and mentor, and I help self-starters and ambitious professional millennials increase their productivity, enhance their performance, realize their priorities, and live their life on purpose. If this is the first time you've checked out my YouTube video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get more videos like this. And as always, all the links are in the description below. Now let's get into the video. Now some of you may be thinking, shouldn't a woman be doing this video? Don't they know how to make themselves happy?
That's what she said!
That sounded a bit dodgy, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Yes, you're correct. A woman could be doing this video, but I've decided to. And whether I'm right or wrong, some of these things have worked for me. So hopefully you get some gems, or at least a steer in terms of turning that frown upside down for your partner. So the first thing is to listen to her and stop trying to solve her problems. Many a times there are things that our partner comes to us with, and as men, you know, usually from a stereotypical point of view, we're very solution orientated and very much so, what's the next steps? And of course, I'm very much stereotyping here, but the point I'm making is it is better to listen to what they have to say rather than just trying to solve it. Because most people, most human beings want to be heard. They want to be understood. There needs to be a level of empathy that requires them to move to the next step. And that's where empowerment and enablement comes into play. So the first thing is to listen to what she has to say, really assess where she's at, and then if required, then talk about next steps. But don't go straight to the next steps. Don't get annoyed if even the answer is obvious and they don't come up with a solution straight away. It takes patience, it takes time, and you just need to have to not hash it out with them, but have that conversation with them so they feel heard. So that's the first step. The second thing is to be their coach and cheerleader. Now, just as men love women who encourage them and support them in their ambitions and everything else, women love exactly the same thing too. If you can make them feel loved, if you can make them feel special, if you can make them feel worthy and valued, especially in their endeavors and their pursuits, then you're positioning yourself as somebody, not necessarily that they rely on, but somebody that they can call on when it comes to giving them that motivational boost and giving them those practical insights in order for them to keep on going what they're doing. We're living in a different world right now, and we need to make sure that the balance is correct. So make sure you're their coach and cheerleader, especially when it comes to their endeavors. The third thing is to make sure you make her feel special. Now, don't be afraid, don't be shy to claim her in front of friends, family members, and other acquaintances. Now, I say this because there are situations where individuals may be a bit shy to, you know, show off their partner or even say that they're together. I mean, the psychology behind that is weird in the sense that sometimes you may feel like the relationship or dynamics may change with your friends or family members if anything is said. Now, if you've made a decision with someone, you need to be bold as a man, as an individual, to claim that prize. Now, of course, this doesn't just work in heterosexual relationships. This can happen in any type of relationship. But the point I'm making here is that you shouldn't be afraid to claim that person as your queen. And so with that in mind, yes, it takes time to get into the steps and everything else, but once you both know exactly who you are in each other's lives, it's very important to make sure that you claim that person and other people know who that individual is. So make sure you claim your queen and don't shy away from it. The fourth thing is you need to be able to make your partner laugh. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a complete Dumbo or Folly or whatever it may be, but you need to be able to understand their buttons, their triggers, their cues, and know when to make them laugh on demand, because that, my friends, is a level of influence that far supersedes many other different qualities. And I say this because laughter is a universal thing. So you get bonus points, especially if you just lighten up their day and you change their mood. Now, there are some people within the red pill community may be like, oh no, you need to be militant, you need to be like this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get all of that. But what I'm saying is, it's nice if you know how to entertain your partner in the right way. And obviously there are levels and balances to this, but it comes with bonus points. So make your partner laugh because they deserve it. The fifth thing is you need to be able to give her a naughty look. Yeah, I said it. You need to be able to give her a naughty look. And what I mean by that is let her know what time it is. Yeah? I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I'm saying this because look, it can't always be the same black and white, same thing here, this and that, X, Y, and Z. You need to keep her on her toes. Okay? And I say this to say that many times throughout a long-term relationship, the flame can sometimes dimmer. So you need to spark that up. You need to keep them on their toes. You need to let them know that don't relax now, okay? Because things may happen. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Now, obviously, I've been giving all of these tips, but comment below and let me know what tips you have for making your woman happy, or at least your partner happy. Let's get back to the video. The sixth thing is to make sure that you provide them with positive affirmation. Now, I'm not saying this in an airy-fairy fake sort of way. But what I'm saying is if you're able to listen to them, which was point one, then you get to a point of understanding and internalizing what they're saying, and then giving them words of affirmation that again encourages and supports that individual. And so 1 and 6 kind of go hand in hand. You have to be a great listener, but in order for you to give good words of affirmation, you need to know what they're saying. So really think about what it is that could really boost or really support your partner in situations that may even be dire. There is a great app that me and my partner use called Paired. And effectively what it does is that it asks you questions every single day and you answer them, and until your partner has answered them, then you can see both answers. So that's a really great way of like solidifying and getting to know your partner a bit more. But this point here is just making sure that you can uplift them in the right spirit, the right energy, and the right invigoration. So give them words of affirmation. The seventh thing is to build a plan together. Now, coming into the relationship, you may have had a plan already in terms of how you want your life to be. But if you're building together, it shows a level of commitment. It shows a level of seriousness. It shows that you're not in it just for fun time, chico time, okay? But you're in it because you really want to make this work and you see yourself with that individual. So these different plans could come in a case or form of finances, career, property, maybe even children in the future when you guys are ready. It doesn't really matter, but you need to show an element of building. It may even come in the form of your business, okay? Maybe you're running some sort of personal brand or service or coaching, business or whatever it may be. And maybe she's doing the same thing. You need to be able to entwine each other's plans into each other's lives so you have an understanding. You have a clear understanding of each other's values. So make sure you plan together. Maybe set some time every week or every 2 weeks or every month to just go through the basics, whether that is your business stuff, whether that is your finances, whether that is the property things. Because if you set that time in, I'm telling you, it does wonders. I've always said that being in a relationship is one of the best personal development journeys that you can be on, because you're learning about that person every single day and you're learning about yourself as well. So make sure you build a plan together. The eighth thing is not to forget the special days. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, you can play it one of two ways. You can play it based on your sort of like specific days that you remember from previous years. So this could be an anniversary. This could be a special place that you went to, or you could take advantage of the holidays that exist within society and celebrate those days. Now, some people may be like, oh, it's only for these organizations to make money, it's all propaganda, etc., etc. Yes, that's probably the case, but it's still an opportunity to just stand still with your partner and have fun together. Just enjoy doing activities with each other, because sometimes we get so busy in our own lives that we don't remember to just have fun and spend quality time with our partners or individuals or whoever it may be. So really sort of like check your calendar, plot them in and plan it in advance, because again, it just makes it easier. I know if planning's not done beforehand, you start getting lazy, you start taking things for granted, and nothing follows through. So plot out these things, maybe on your phone's calendar or whatever you may use, and just take advantage of quality time, whether that is your love language or not. Now this links in with the ninth thing. Make sure you dedicate time for your partner on a weekly, bi-weekly or monthly basis. Have date night, man, or have a time to do activities, whether this is cooking, whether this is dancing, whether this is doing your Marvel puzzle, okay? Because I've done a Marvel puzzle before with my partner. So think about different stuff that you can do in order for you to spend time together. Now I spoke about obviously, remembering the occasions and everything else. But in this instance, I'm talking about having dedicated time on a weekly or monthly basis with your partner, because life gets busy. Life gets in the way, whether that's your career, whether that's your business, whatever it may be. Because this conscious effort to time block will do wonders for you, and you'll pick up things. I mean, a lot of this stuff that I'm saying is common sense, but it isn't common in practice, which is a different level and a different sort of tier that most people don't get to. So dedicate some time, discuss it with them. Say, when is best for you throughout the week? You probably know their schedule well, but out of courtesy, it makes sense, and out of practicality, it makes sense to speak to them about it beforehand and just plan your activities in advance. Now, obviously, I'm currently shooting this in lockdown, but it doesn't stop you from doing stuff, whether that's virtually or together, depending whether you live together or not. It doesn't stop you from doing stuff. And so bear that in mind. Don't use this situation or other situations as an excuse to cop out and not spend money. It doesn't have to be a thing where you spend money. There are so many things that you can do. You just need to be creative. Google is your friend, my friend. Now, here's the 10th thing. Now, this may be controversial and it depends on the sort of relationship that you're in, but let her know that you're the man. Simple as that. Some people are going to be like, no, that's bad advice. It depends, okay? It depends on the sort of like relationship that you're in. It depends whether your woman's more masculine than you or whether you're more feminine. However, there has to be a level of grounding. There has to be a set of understanding each other's roles and responsibilities. And again, you guys will discuss this because communication is at the heart of every single relationship. But at the essence of it, she needs to understand your role, regardless of what your role is, whether you want to be the traditional man or not. Be very clear and stick to those values, because once you sway away and you're not grounded in that, then it's quite open for dispute. It's quite open for disrespect. It's quite open. And this is both ways, by the way. It's quite open for many different stuff. And so stick to your values and principles, but with the right intentions. And always make sure it's not just about you, but it's about them as well. It's about us, so to speak. So be the man, whatever that may mean to you. Here's the bonus tip. Love her unconditionally. It goes without saying. I mean, it is very difficult for some people to love somebody else because the attention has purely been on themselves. And in some ways, in some degrees, that's not a bad thing. Because they say two become one, but in essence, is that really true? I mean, you're still you as an individual. You still got your ambitions, but the difference here is that there is an unconditional love that you're applying to somebody else. Someone else is in the picture. Your plans are now intertwined with their plans, their lifeline, their sort of ambitions. And so you need to show, and I don't want to say prove, but you need to show your love for that individual. You need to show that you want them in your life. Being in a relationship is a decision. It's a choice at the end of the day. I mean, whether you believe in soulmates or not, at the end of the day, it is you're choosing every single day, whether it's conscious or not. And this is why relationships last for a month, and this is why they may last for 50 years. That person is choosing to be with that individual. And if you think of it like that it is a choice, and you've been with them for X amount of years, that is a beautiful thing. Because that comes from the will of that individual. to stay committed in that relationship, not because they have to, not because it was written in the stars, but because they want to. That's the difference. And I think personally, there's a beauty in that. So love your woman, your man, whoever it may be, unconditionally. So that's it. 10 tips to make your woman happy today. Now, if you're looking to improve your communication and leadership skills, then click on the link below so you can get a breakthrough session and we can talk about how we can do just that. Being in a relationship is great and all, but let's be real, not everyone's in one. And sometimes all you have is your friends. And so in the next video, I'm going to be talking about how you can sustain and maintain good and strong friendships. If you want to check out that video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.